In the heart of a small, sleepy town nestled between towering pines and rolling hills, stood an old school. Oakwood Elementary had been a cornerstone of the community for over a century, its stone facade weathered by time and whispers of the past. Within its echoing halls, stories whispered among students about strange occurrences and eerie sightings after hours. One brisk autumn evening, a group of adventurous middle schoolers gathered under the veil of dusk, their breath forming misty clouds in the fading light. Among them was Sarah, a brave soul known for her curiosity and fearlessness. She had heard the rumors of Oakwood's haunting and was determined to uncover the truth. As the sun dipped below the horizon, they approached the looming entrance of the school, its double doors creaking ominously in the chilly breeze. Sarah led the way, her flashlight casting long shadows that danced eerily on the walls. The air inside was stale, the silence oppressive as they ventured deeper into the dimly lit corridors. Their first stop was the abandoned library, shelves laden with dusty tomes that seemed to whisper ancient secrets. Suddenly, a chill swept through the room, extinguishing their flashlights one by one. Panic surged through the group as they fumbled in the darkness, their frantic whispers echoing off the walls. Just as quickly as it had come, the chill dissipated, leaving them shaken but undeterred. Pressing on, they found themselves in the forgotten art room, where half-finished paintings seemed to watch them with hollow eyes. The scent of paint mingled with something far more sinister, a lingering presence that made their skin crawl. As they moved deeper into the labyrinthine corridors, strange sounds began to echo around them. Faint whispers that seemed to come from nowhere, laughter that was chillingly out of place in the abandoned school. Sarah's resolve wavered, but she pushed onward, determined to unravel the mystery that gripped Oakwood like a shroud. Their next stop was the basement, where rusted pipes dripped ominously and shadows seemed to lurk in every corner. The air grew heavier with each step, and a sense of foreboding settled over them like a thick fog. In the dim light of their flashlights, they stumbled upon an old janitor's closet, its door ajar. Curiosity overcoming caution, they pushed it open to reveal a room frozen in time. Dusty mops and brooms stood sentinel against the walls, but it was what lay in the center of the room that made their blood run cold. A tattered journal, its pages yellowed with age. Sarah picked it up gingerly, her hands trembling as she flipped through the fragile pages. The entries spoke of a tragic tale from decades past, of a student who had vanished without a trace within Oakwood's walls. Rumors swirled of a malevolent presence haunting the school ever since, a restless spirit seeking vengeance for a long-forgotten injustice. Before they could digest the chilling revelation, a sudden gust of wind slammed the closet door shut, plunging them into darkness once more. Panic set in as they fumbled for their flashlights, their frantic breaths echoing off the walls. The air grew colder, suffused with an otherworldly chill that seemed to seep into their very bones. Just as suddenly as it had begun, the darkness lifted, leaving them standing in the deserted hallway with the journal clutched tightly in Sarah's hands. They exchanged nervous glances, each feeling the weight of the school's haunted history pressing down upon them. As they made their way back towards the entrance, footsteps echoed behind them, faint and disembodied. Sarah glanced over her shoulder, heart pounding in her chest, but there was nothing there. Only the empty hallway stretching out into the darkness. With a final burst of courage, they burst through the front doors of Oakwood Elementary, the cool night air washing over them like a cleansing wave. They stumbled into the safety of the town square, their minds reeling from the harrowing journey they had just undertaken. The tale of that fateful night spread like wildfire through the town, whispered in hushed tones around dinner tables and campfires. Oakwood Elementary remained standing, its secrets buried within its ancient walls, a testament to the enduring power of fear and the mysteries that lie hidden in the places we think we know best. Days turned into weeks, and the memory of that eerie night at Oakwood Elementary lingered like a ghost in the minds of Sarah and her friends. Despite their initial fright, curiosity gnawed at them, beckoning them back to the school to uncover more of its secrets. They couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the story than they had uncovered. Sarah, in particular, found herself drawn back to the journal they had discovered in the janitor's closet. Its cryptic entries hinted at a tragedy that had befallen a student named Emily decades ago. Sarah couldn't help but wonder, what had really happened to Emily? And why was her spirit said to haunt the halls of Oakwood? One crisp Saturday afternoon, Sarah gathered her friends once more, determined to delve deeper into the school's haunted history. They met at the edge of the school grounds, their faces set with a mixture of apprehension and curiosity. The sun was beginning to sink low in the sky as they approached the familiar double doors, which seemed to loom larger and more imposing than before. This time, they came armed with not only flashlights but also a camera and a voice recorder, hoping to capture any evidence of the supernatural. As they stepped inside, the air felt charged with an electric energy, as if the very walls of Oakwood were alive with secrets waiting to be uncovered. Their first stop was the school archives, a dusty room filled with shelves upon shelves of old yearbooks and records. Sarah meticulously combed through the pages, searching for any mention of Emily or the mysterious events that had plagued Oakwood. The others spread out, their flashlights casting eerie shadows as they sifted through yellowed documents and faded photographs. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the silence, soft and plaintive. They froze, their hearts hammering in their chests as they exchanged wide-eyed glances. It was a whisper, barely audible, but unmistakably human. "Help me." The voice seemed to come from all around them, bouncing off the walls in a haunting echo. Sarah's hands trembled as she raised the voice recorder, hoping to capture more of the mysterious voice. But just as quickly as it had appeared, the whisper faded into the stillness, leaving them once again in uneasy silence. Determined to press on, they ventured deeper into the labyrinthine corridors of Oakwood. They revisited the places they had explored on that fateful night, the abandoned library, the eerie art room, and the ominous basement. Each room seemed to hold its own secrets, whispering tales of the past that sent shivers down their spines. As they reached the top floor, where the oldest classrooms lay hidden behind closed doors, Sarah's flashlight flickered ominously. She cursed under her breath, tapping it in a futile attempt to revive its fading light. In the dim glow, they stumbled upon a locked door at the end of the hallway, its surface covered in peeling paint and cobwebs. With a collective breath, they realized this door hadn't been opened in years. Sarah's pulse quickened as she reached into her pocket, producing an old brass key she had found tucked away in the janitor's closet. The key turned in the lock with a rusty groan, and the door swung open with a reluctant creak. What lay beyond was a forgotten classroom frozen in time, its desks covered in a thick layer of dust. But it was the walls that drew their attention, covered in faded drawings and scribbles that seemed to tell a story of their own. Among the childlike sketches were darker images, faces twisted in anguish, figures that seemed to melt into the shadows.